Hi, my name is Heather Wellam and I am a senior consultant at Mtech Access. And it's my pleasure to present on behalf of my co-authors our poster for ISPOR 2024 titled Access to Coverage with Evidence Development Schemes for Medical Devices and Procedures in England, France, Germany, Spain and the US. The objective of this research was to explore which national health technology assessment agencies and payer authorities have implemented coverage with evidence development schemes, which are also known as CED schemes, and how accessible the schemes are in each of the markets of interest. Now, this is an interesting topic because manufacturers of medical devices need to satisfy the requirements of a whole range of stakeholders if they're to achieve a successful market access plan. And each of those stakeholders has a different application process and different evidentiary standards. For some medical device companies, the evidence base that they've developed might actually be quite limited at the time of market entry, and so that makes them quite good candidates for CED schemes. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, a CED scheme is typically used to reduce uncertainty in either the clinical or the cost effectiveness evidence that's supporting a product. And they're often used to help inform future decisions about coverage or intended use while additional evidence is being generated. So our methodology was to conduct a targeted literature review, and we focused in on the national payer and HTA agencies in each of the markets of interest. And we looked to see if we could identify any CED schemes specifically for medical devices and medical procedures. And we looked at the eligibility or enrolment criteria. Lastly, we looked at the number of applications in the last full calendar year, which was 2023, and we used that as a proxy for accessibility. What we found was that national HTA agencies in England, France, Germany and Spain had all implemented CED schemes that were specifically designed for medical technologies, and these included England's National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, otherwise known as NICE, and their Early Value Assessment Programme, the French Health Authority, HAS, and their Innovation Funding Scheme, Germany's Federal Joint Committee and their Testing Study Scheme, and lastly, Spain's network of health technology assessment agencies and their monitoring study scheme. Now, the US, we approached a little bit differently. It has quite a fragmented and pluralistic healthcare structure with lots of different payer organisations. So we chose to look at the largest payer organisation in terms of lives covered, which is the Centres for Medicare and Medicaid, or CMS. We found that CMS had proposed, but they hadn't yet implemented a scheme called TCET, which is the Transitional Coverage for Emerging Technologies scheme. When we looked at each of the schemes, what we found in general was that they favoured the enrolment of innovative technologies, those products that had quite a high potential for either a clinical, economic or system benefit, but that there was a degree of uncertainty in the evidence base that was supporting those technologies. Interestingly, we found that very few products had actually enrolled onto these schemes in 2023. So there were 8 that enrolled onto the EVA scheme in England, 2 to the Innovation Fund in France, 2 to the Testing Study Programme in Germany, and there were actually 0 to the Monitoring Study Programme in Spain in 2023. Nonetheless, these schemes present an opportunity for manufacturers of medical devices that have insufficient data or they're not able to manage large-scale clinical trials, gives them the possibility to launch while working towards future coverage.